Welcome back Year 6 to the My School to High School transition programme. It's session 2, Connecting the Elements. I am super happy to be here with you today. It's a sunny day here in my garden and I'm very much looking forward to get going. So today we are connecting the elements. We are connecting your physical health, environmental health, social health and your mental health. So before we get going, I have a question to ask. Have we created our very own group rules? Is everybody happy with the group rules? Is there any more rules that anybody would like to add? If you do have any more rules you'd like to add, just add them, put your hand up, ask your teacher if you can add them. You know, I did learn something from the last session that we did when we were doing the icebreakers, and I noticed on the video that I didn't put the press pause slideshow clip in the teacher. So if your teacher's watching this, which I'm sure they are, I do apologise for that. I'm going to put them in from all of the sessions now, so you've got a chance to press pause. So before we begin, I'd like you to have a discussion about the elements. I'd like you to have a little think about what the physical element means, the environmental element, the social and the mental element. What do they mean to you? Have a brief discussion about it and then we can move on to the session. Were there any questions that anybody would like to ask? By all means, if you don't feel comfortable putting your hand up and asking the question out loud, just write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to your teacher afterwards, and then they will get that question to me. So the elements are in no particular order. No element is more important than the other. All of the elements are as important as each other. So quickly breaking it down for you. The physical element, all about the body, all about the exercise, the nutrition, the diet, the sleep. Everything that affects the human body, everything that affects your body is the physical. The environmental. The environment is what we are in. Our schools, our home, our bedroom, the classroom, the playground. Wherever you find yourself, that's your environment. Right now, my environment is my garden. I'm at home, it's a beautiful sunny day, the birds are singing. This is my environment. I'm relaxed, I'm calm, I'm very happy to be here with you today. And then of course we've got the social element. The social element's all about relationships, communication, our social skills. Everyone's on social media nowadays. TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's all there. That's the social element. And because of what's been going on lately with the coronavirus, it's been amazing to have the social element because we've still been able to socialise with people. And lastly, we have the mental element. The mental element is all about the way we think. Everything that goes on inside our heads, the very things that people don't see. So for example, if I was to fall down and hurt my knee and cut my knee, I'd put a plaster on it. If somebody's seen it, they might come over and help me. Whereas if I came into work, or if you came into school and you looked a bit down, people can't actually see what's going on inside your head, so they don't know what's going on unless you tell them. Whereas if it was a physical thing, you could see it. The mental you can't see with your physical eyes. That's why we have to ask questions. And not probe too much. You know, if your friend's feeling upset, you might say, hey, what's going on? You okay? You alright? You seem a bit down today. And they might not want to talk about it, and that's perfectly fine. But you could say to them, are you sure? You know, I know you don't want to talk right now, but you want to talk later. You know, you could be curious. Curious meaning you want to know a bit more about it, because you're concerned, it's your friend. Imagine you were upset and your friend didn't bother asking you how you're feeling, or asking you if you're okay, or asking if you wanted to talk about something. You know, that wouldn't be very friendly, would it? So now that we've got a good idea of what the 4 elements are, let's aim to bring them together. Let's find out where you are with your elements. So what you should have is 4 pieces of paper, and each paper has an element: physical, environmental, mental and social. And what I'd like you to do is circle the number that you feel is most relevant to you, but you have to be honest, okay? 0 might mean that things aren't very good, 5 might mean that things are okay, and 10 might mean everything's fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine. There's no issues in that area. Okay then, Year 6, you should now have 4 pieces of paper in front of you. 1 for physical health, 1 for mental health, 1 for environmental health, and 1 for social health. You should have a pen or pencil ready to circle the numbers. We'll press pause just to give you a moment to get ready. Okay, if you can now write your full name and today's date, don't worry about the outcome sheet number, and don't worry about the out of 60 part just yet. Okay, so let's begin with the physical health sheet. So the first question on physical health is asking, do you get at least 8 hours sleep each night? So circle the number that you feel is most relevant to you. So if you do get 8 hours or more sleep, then circle 10. If you sometimes do,
it would be 5, and if you don't, then it would be 0. But you estimate where you'd like to put that. Is it a 3? Is it an 8? Is it a 4? Where do you want to go? Second question is asking, do you eat a healthy, balanced diet throughout the week, including fruits and vegetables? So are you getting enough fruit and veg down you, enough vitamins and nutrients, all the good stuff? So are you balancing that cheeky McDonald's? So if you do get a healthy, balanced diet throughout the week and you feel that it is varied between fruits and veg, then again it would be a 10. If you think it's sometimes you do, around 5. And again 0 for you don't have any fruit or any veg whatsoever. Third question is asking, how much water do you drink throughout the week? So 0 would mean that you don't drink any water whatsoever, which would be virtually impossible because naturally you need water, even if it's in juice or a cup of tea. 5 would mean that you drink a little bit of water throughout the week, and 10 would mean you always drink water, so you're always staying hydrated. Question 4 is asking, how much exercise do you do in the week? So your walking is exercise, your jogging, running, football, gymnastics, trampoline, all of those things that contribute to exercise. So how much do you do in the week? Do you exercise every day? That would be a 10. 5 would be I do a little bit of exercise now and again, and 0 would be no exercise whatsoever, which again, remember, exercise doesn't mean that you've got to go to the gym. Exercise might just mean that you're walking to school, you're walking the dog, you're going for a jog, you're getting out, you're running around with your friends, you're playing football. All of that is exercise. Question 5, how much do you like your body image? So your height, your weight, your hair, your skin, everything about what you see in the mirror. How much do you like what you see in the mirror? So for example, 10 means that you love your image, you've got no issues whatsoever with the way you look. 5 would mean about average, you like some things, you don't like some things. And 0 would mean you don't like anything about your image, you do not like what you see in the mirror. So whereabouts would you score that? And the final question on your physical health is, are your health appointments up to date? So the dentist, the opticians and the doctor. Do you remember your last dentist appointment? Do you remember your last optician's appointment? And do you remember your last doctor's appointment, if you needed a doctor's appointment? But obviously the dentist and the opticians are the two big ones. So how are your eyes? Are your eyes okay? Can you see well? Do you need to go for another appointment? Your teeth, are your teeth okay? Do you need any filling? If you don't know, then put 0. If you think all of your appointments are up to date, then put 5. And if they are definitely up to date and there's no issues whatsoever with your eyesight and your teeth, your oral health, then it would be a 10. And that brings us to the end of the first element, which was the physical element. So what you're going to do is you're going to add up, and this is what we'll do for the rest of the elements at the end when we've finished. Add all of the elements up, the numbers, and then where it says out of 60 in the box at the top, you're going to put the final number. So for example, if you scored yourself 5 for every single question, that would be a total of 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it would be 60, 30. That's how much you would have scored. So this is time for your math skills. Add up all your numbers and then put them in the box where it says out of 60. Okay then, Year 6, moving on to the environmental element. First question asks, what's life like at home? Life is great at home, it's okay, or it's not good. Whereabouts would you score that? Second question asks, what's life like at school? Life at school is great, it's okay, or it's not good. Whereabouts would you score life at school? Third question asks, what's life like in your neighbourhood? Life in my neighbourhood is great, in my community, it's okay, or it's not good. So what is life like in your neighbourhood? What are your neighbours like? What's your community like where you live?
And number 4, do you feel calm and relaxed in the classroom? Does it depend on which classroom? So you'd be looking at 4, 5 or 6. Yes, I always feel relaxed and calm in the classroom. So that's sort of 8, 9, 10. Or no, I never do feel calm and relaxed in the classroom. So which number do you feel would be appropriate for you there? And question 5, do you have a favourite place to be? If you could pick anywhere to be, home, school, friends, park, beach, holiday, kitchen, bathroom, garden, anywhere, do you have a favourite place to be? No, I don't. Sometimes I do. Or yes, I do. Whereabouts would you score that? And the final question for the environmental element is, do you prefer your own company or do you prefer being with other people? So do you prefer being by yourself, sort of just in your own thoughts, in your own head, or do you prefer to be around other people? Okay, that brings us to the end of the environmental element, and then we're moving straight on to the social element. Okay, year 6, we're about to do the social element. Ready for question 1. So the first question asks, do you feel supported by your friends? Do you feel supported by your friends? Do you have the type of friends that ask if you're okay, if you look upset? Do you have lots of fun with your friends? Can you trust your friends? Can you talk to your friends? Okay, ready for the second question? Do you feel supported by your parents or your carers? Whoever looks after you at home, mom, dad, stepdad, stepmom, nan, granddad. And for number 3, do you feel supported by your teachers? So naturally, you're coming to the end of year 6. Would you say your teachers have been supportive towards you? Number 4, do you feel relaxed in group situations? What are you like in group situations? Do you get a bit nervous sometimes, or do you feel quite relaxed and calm? Again, 0, no you don't feel relaxed. 5, sometimes you feel relaxed. Or 10 means yes you do feel relaxed in group situations. And for question 5, do you feel safe on social media? Sometimes is a 5, all the time is a 10, 0 is no I don't. Whereabouts would you score that? And for the final question, number 6, do you feel you can be yourself wherever you go? So whether you're at home, at school, at the park, on the beach, wherever you go, remember we spoke about the environment, wherever you go, do you feel that you can be yourself? You don't have to act a different way. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. You don't have to try and fit in to other groups. You can just be yourself. So I know for a lot it might just depend where you are. So you might be looking at a 4, 5 or 6. It just totally depends on where you are and who you're with. Okay, year 6, that brings us to the end of the social element, and that then brings us on to the mental element, which is the final element before we finish today's session.